All right, now this movie I'm about to bring to you today is possibly an underrated cinematic classic of a thriller. It's called Hellfest. They're still showing it on Showtime, but it joins out the chain. So basically, it's about a serial killer in a costume who murders visitors at a Halloween theme park, unbeknownst to bystanders who think it's all part of the fun. There's your killer right there. Yeah. So basically, it's about six protagonists in the film, and they don't come off as like dumb blondes or whatever like that. They actually have some type of personality to them. But yeah, the joint's lit for real. So it's basically three couples in here, and this is our main protagonist right here. So she sees something early. She sees her killing take place early or whatever, but she doesn't really know if it's all part of the theme or it's something that actually took place. So she has this feeling like something's kind of off, but she doesn't really know yet. So even though it's the type of theme park where you feel like, if the killer could get somebody by himself, he could come up with these elaborate schemes to be able to pull these kills off. I mean, obviously you don't want to kill him in broad light with around a bunch of people because you might feel like you might not be able to get away with it. But it's legit though, for real. And so the killer kills somebody right in front of her, but she's not really sure if it's all part of the act or he really just did it. But her facial expressions, you could tell it seems like something is off. You know what I'm saying? You don't really see her face right here in the shot, but she's thinking to herself, something's probably off with this whole carnival. So this part was just kind of funny to me because it's like he's telling her to be quiet. Like she doesn't know what's taking place, or she does know or doesn't know. He's trying to, keep that at bay. For some reason, he doesn't kill her first. He just keeps her around for whatever reason. But that'll be explained probably later on in the movie. So now you got our two lovebirds kissing in the booth, and right behind them, the killer's walking towards the booth. So you're thinking to yourself, oh shit, we got our first victims or whatever. But all he does is take the photos out of the booth. So you're thinking to yourself, what's this guy's angle? Like, what's going on? Like, you know what I mean? So you're thinking to yourself at some point, like somebody's about to die, but there's a lot of little jump scares in there, but you're not really sure exactly what a jump scare is and what's really going to take place. So, it's legit. I like it though. Now this is one area. It's kind of like a locker room, but I'm gonna talk about the elaborate rooms that they have that looks crazy in this movie. So you have a lot of elaborate rooms in this movie where the makeup artist did a excellent job of the choreographing. You got your classic roller coaster type riding through horror scene type of scene right here. Trust me, it's a sick element to put in the movie. I mean, it looks awesome. I'll show you some real official joint though. Now, as you can see, there are two of them wearing the same type of mask. And in this scene, it's about four other people. So you're thinking to yourself, oh, shit. Now, you got these kids that come out of nowhere. I mean, they all add to the theme park cinematic experience, but they just come out of nowhere and it's like, oh, shit, what's about to go down now? Now, look at this room. Divine brilliance. Excellent. But that's only a piece of it. Now, look at this room that they're walking into right here. Cinematic brilliance at its finest. Just look at that. Awesome. Just masterful. And by the way, this guy comes alive. He just is jump scare. Had to throw this in there alone just for the light show. What's that coming down on her head though? Oh shit. No, it's just another jump scare. Look at this. Just look at this shot right here. You know eventually somebody's hands are going to come loose and somebody's going to move around. Well, look at that. Brilliant. I'm sorry, I had to show it again, but just look at that. Look at that. They're all trapped in cages. Like I said, going through this, someone's hands is going to pop up and come alive. But damn, that's awesome. Now, this part is just funny, but if you think they're getting chased by a fake train, which is inside a building, and it's moving like dumb slow, that part's just hilarious. Now, look at this one room that she happens to just stumble in. It is just beautiful. Look at that. Once again, cinematic greatness. It's so elaborate with the makeup and the schemes. Like, oh my gosh. Now, a man here, he's trapped with rooms with bones and body of the blood on the wall. It's like, oh, look at that. Fake bodies on the ground, or so we're led to believe. Guy hanging on the wall. Damn, it looks so lifelike. Oh my, it's great. Okay, so this is the part where our hero or protagonist, doesn't see that the killer's in the bath because she's trying to get stuff out of her hair and she's not even thinking about looking up or anything like that. So at this point, he's really in the bathroom about to get it. You can see the hand coming or whatever like that. But yeah. So she's at the point where she's like, oh my God, this guy's really stalking me, trying to get me, all this other stuff. So at this point, she's trying to explain to the security guard that somebody was in here trying to get to her. But of course, security's not going to believe anything, you know what I mean? Because it's like, well, he thinks that everything's just happening at the amusement park. And he feels like, well, if nobody touched you, if nobody harmed you anyway like that, then it's all part of the show. So of course, security's not going to believe it because that's what they do in these thriller movies. All right, so we get to a part in the movie where they do a certain spot in the carnival where they do a live showing of somebody being beheaded, but they're not really being beheaded or whatever like that. But guess who hosts this part of it? That's right, he's dressed like a circus clown, but you know who it is. Motherfucking Candyman. Yeah. So the art treatment of the movie already made it a winner, but now that you got Candyman, it's definitely a winner. Just look at that. I know he's got the makeup on, but it looks like he hasn't aged a bit. You know what I mean? And they coming out with a new Candyman movie. They better show his face in it. That's all I know. And yes, I gotta do it. Spoiler alert: Candyman is not the killer in this movie. I know. I know. It doesn't spoil the movie, but yeah. Another cinematic room where you can barely see it, kind of, but you see the antagonist running or whatever. But all these are hanging, or like not just meat. It's like dead bodies and stuff like that. So you don't know whether they're legit or it's just for the room. But it still looks awesome though. Look at this room. You see grotesque body parts laying on the table, whatever like that. You got uh, you know what I'm saying, one of the things that chop off people's head, a guillotine in there. It's all types of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre shit running around this room. Like simply awesome. And yes, before you say anything, I know the skulls look fake in the background, but the way it projects out through the room looks so fucking crazy. Like when you see the whole room, it's awesome. Now this seems simple from a child setup, but when you look at it, it looks insane. It's like, yo, you got the kids with or mannequins with veils on their faces. Like, what's that about? You know what I'm saying? You got the crazy head in the background. Like, this shit is, it's awesome, man. It's a cinema masterpiece, yo. Just look at it. Now, this shot of the faces looks simple compared to every other thing that you've seen, every other haunted house room in the joint. But damn, like this one kind of freaked me out the most, just because the way it was looking around. You could never really expect the way the tone this movie went. It was like, damn, is somebody really hiding in these faces? What's really going on? But this one kind of tripped me out the most about this movie. All right, so in this guy's actual house, he has like a collection of masks. Kind of looks like some shit from the Purge or something. But yeah, that's an awesome collection of masks right there. Now, I won't spoil the ending for you, you know what I'm saying? But at this point, this type of movie, you won't even care how it ends, you know what I'm saying? Because it's so damn great, from the photography to the makeup to the rooms, that everything portrays something. Like you thought, when you see it, you'd be like, oh, I remember this from something else before. Like it brings us some past things. Like if you're a horror film watcher, you know what I'm saying, you'll notice some things about it. But yeah, Hellfest. And it's still on Showtime, so you can check it out. Like, I think for real, personally, it's an underground, underrated masterpiece, even though it did come out in the movie theaters. But yeah, it's like that. It's great, a great thriller. It brings back the thriller genre, slasher villain going back to business, giving work. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I can't praise this movie enough. I mean, from the executive producers of The Walking Dead, Hellfest, Joe. Just look at it. Just look at him. It's great. Hellfest. It came out in 2008. It's about an hour and a half long, typical time for a movie. And it's phenomenal. If you have Showtime, it's on demand. If you got on demand, check that joint out. Like I said, Hellfest. I'm going to just end the video with his face. Just look at that face. Yeah.